Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? Halloween being right around the corner has inspired me to do a couple of lessons that involve drawing cool, creepy, Halloweenish scenes. Scenes that tell a story, or at the very least conjure up that spooky Halloween vibe. Today's will feature a pumpkin spirit riding a sleigh through the air pulled by bats. With that, we're going to touch on something I call page management. In other words, how best to lay out a drawing so as to use the space of the page in a pleasing way. I think you're going to have fun with these. Anyway, before we get started, make sure you hit that thumbs up and the subscribe button as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. Okay, so let's draw our Halloween pumpkin sleigh scene. Okay, so a couple of things here. First, we're going to use a level up cartooning process to create our Halloween scene. That means we aren't going to start with one of our characters' eyeballs and hope everything we want to draw somehow fits in the paper. No, we think it through and plan it out, starting with a roadmap. In this step, we're going to lightly sketch out where everything's going to go. Secondly, for our purposes, I want to keep the focus on the drawing process, so we're not coloring anything here. You just need a pencil. You'll see me use two different color pencils during this and most of my videos. I do that simply to separate the steps in the level up process. That's the only reason I do that. And finally, this should be fun. I want to encourage you to put your own spin on this. You want to make it someone else driving that bat sleigh, or put some other type of characters in with the pumpkin spirit? By all means do so. That's what it's all about. Okay, so let's get started with a roadmap for a pumpkin sleigh ride. So there's our roadmap for our little pumpkin sleigh ride scene. Now we're on to step 2. In this step, we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the third and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. You'll see that I use guidelines to help you to know where to put the pumpkin's eyes and some of the other things. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. So let's rough out our pumpkin spirit's features. Okay, so there are the roughed out features for a pumpkin sleigh ride scene. With the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for the final step. This is where we get to have fun. We get to draw in the final details of our pumpkin sleigh ride. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work to figure that out. In this step, it's okay to draw darker, but don't press too hard or mindlessly retrace over the lines you've already drawn. Always draw with an eye on tweaking and improving until the very end. One other thing, to add a little variation and interest to the drawing, you'll see that I use a technique called cross-hatching on the pumpkin and on the sleigh, some of the line patterns. This is something that, while not difficult, it takes practice. It's something I'll cover in future videos, but I just wanted to point it out. Give it a try. Okay, so let's draw in the details for our pumpkin sleigh ride scene. Alrighty, there it is, our little Halloween pumpkin sleigh ride scene. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never drawn something like this before, you cannot expect to have drawn it perfectly. The main point here is I want you to focus on the fun you had creating it. You notice I don't spend time coloring the scene during this video because I want my lessons to focus solely on the drawing process. Now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing this Halloween pumpkin sleigh ride scene. Hopefully you also learned a little bit about the importance of planning out your drawing. In other words, managing your page. For those of you who want to learn more, click on the link below for my free 4-part drawing series where I spend more time explaining the details and the thinking behind each step in what I call the level up cartooning process. So I'd love to see your version of the pumpkin sleigh ride scene. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to include the hashtag level up cartooning. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.